Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Odesme. How you all doing? I hope you are staying safe and healthy. Welcome to my channel once again. If you're subscribed, thank you for subscribing to my channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos, and I will get back to you. Today's story is titled Forgiveness and Offering. Forgiveness and Offering. So it's story time. If I hear P, you go hear me. Okay, it's story time. Once upon a time, there lived a man. Oro. Mr. Oro was a very successful man. He was successful, he was wealthy, but all of a sudden, things started going downhill for him. He started losing his wealth, his success was gone, and he began to wonder what the problem was. And so one of his friends suggested to him to go see the high priest, a very powerful high priest in town. To visit with the high priest so the high priest can help consult with the gods to find out what the problem is. And so Mr. Oro went to see the high priest, and the high priest consulted with the gods. And then the high priest told Mr. Oro to go get an offering for the gods. And so an offering of big, very juicy, healthy fruits. And so Mr. Oro left the high priest and went to get the offering for the gods. And when he came with a basket of very juicy, healthy fruits to give to the gods at the altar, he got to the high priest, and the high priest needed to ask the gods again if they were going to, because was going to accept the offering. And so when the high priest consulted with the gods told the high priest to tell Mr. Oro that he needed to settle with one of his relatives so that the gift can be accepted. Mr. Oro thought to himself that who could be this relative of his that he needed to settle with? And then he remembered that he had a very huge quarrel with one of his relatives. So he told the high priest that he will be back, that he needed to settle this score with his relative. So he went in search of his relative and asked the relative to please forgive him so his offering can be accepted by the gods. His relative, or Mr. Oro's relatives, was very adamant to forgive him. He refused to forgive Mr. Oro. And so Mr. Oro was confused. He didn't know what to do. He told his relative, you need to forgive me so my life can come back to normal. So I can be successful again. So I can be wealthy again. His relative still refused. So Mr. Oro had to invite kingsmen, the elders of his family, to help beg his brother to forgive him. So the kingsmen invited his relative, Mr. Oro's relative brother, to the meeting, and they asked him to please forgive Mr. Oro so his life can come back to normal. At that point, his brother realized, oh, so you mean I really have to forgive you so your life can come back to normal. He realized that and said, well, if that is the case, then I forgive you. I do not hold grudges against you so your life will go down the hill. That's not the reason why I had a quarrel with you, and I had no hand in your misfortune, the relative said. So Mr. Oro said thank him and thank the kingsman for coming in to the matter and helping him settle the quarrel between him and his brother. So he went back to the high priest and told the high priest that he has settled the differences he had with his brother. And so the high priest consulted with the gods again to ask if they were going to the gods will accept the offering. And so with that, the gods accepted Mr. Oro's offering. And Mr. Oro went back home and everything came back to normal. In fact, he was better than he was, because he did exactly what the high priest, the gods wanted him to do, and then his life came back to normal. That is why, my friends, the Bible says in Matthew 5:24, it says, leave your gift at the altar and go reconcile with your brother. And when you're done with that, come back to the altar and give your gifts. This is an aside note. For those who know me and know the church I attended today, we know that this the pastor talked about forgiveness today. And I am telling my story about forgiveness and offering. That's to let you know that the Spirit of God is one. I had already prepared my story for today, and I went to church, and this topic was talked on today. So the Spirit of God is one. The Spirit of God is talking to someone, and so please yield to the voice of the Lord. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.